Good evening and welcome to our Game of the Week, Part 1. This week we are, of course, featuring the Game of the Week will be Oratory and Victoria Hotspurs. We're currently at Arb, where Victoria Hotspurs are over my shoulder, just about to start training. Currently, of course, in a good run of form after their last draw also with Al Sealam. So we'll be looking forward to talk to their coach, of course, Shaun, and maybe one or two of the players and get their feedback on the last game and of course the next game against Oratory. Following that, we'll be off to Oratory to see part 2 with Michael Vella. Stay with us. Thank you. Shaun, thanks for joining this week's Game of the Week. Of course, we're featuring yourself in your next game up against Oratory. Just before we go into that, just touch on your last game. Of course, you got 1-1 with Al Sealam. Pretty even game all the way through. But also now gives you a little bit of breathing space into 4th place, which is where we would expect you to be. But after the slow start, it must be good now to get there higher up the division.
Yes, we are getting momentum, and like we spoke before, we are playing better. Results are coming as well. We are continue to build on what we did right in comfortable place. I don't agree too much.
Okay.
It is still very early with a win for Oratory. They just come 1 point behind us again, or 2, something like that.
Yep.
So we must continue to get points, because I think in the bottom area is gonna be a bit tough this year. Savina was yesterday, won yesterday, so it's gonna be tough till the end.
Is there anything you could put your finger on, particularly over the last few weeks, the last 3 or 4 games, that has changed your fortune a little bit? Is there anything you think that changed, or we changed that and it's improved us?
When you win, you start getting confidence and you win. Winning gets winning, they say, in Maltese. And I think what we deserved and what we worked on in the past 4 months, I think now everything takes time in life. That's one very big main issue.
Yeah.
The other thing is, I think Enrique is doing. He didn't score, but he's doing quite a good job.
Right.
Respecting the others. With what we changed, now we had the Blendon. He's suspended, but as long as he came here, I think every game he played, he scored as well.
Yeah.
And we were missing something up front at the beginning.
Yeah.
But the main issue is what we worked on from the beginning of the year.
If I could offer you 4th now for this season, knowing that you're in this building period, would you take 4th? Would you be happy with that?
Listen, honestly, I always try to reach more. I think with Elkin at the back last game, we would have got more points.
Yeah.
Considering Sealam, they had 2 foreigners missing as well. But every game is different. Now Oratory is a very organized team. They won against Sealam. They had some good results. The first game we played them, we draw, and I think they were slightly better than us in that game. Taking 4th or not, it's a bit of a tricky question.
I'll ask you in another few weeks.
I take it game by game, I take it game by game.
I was just touch on it there. Last question. Oratory up next, of course. On their day, they can play football. This team. They sit jump bottom actually now, but still, they can play football. This team.
Yes.
They can be a threat.
Their coach was with us last year, and he's very organized. And his teams will be organized, and their foreigners are lethal as well.
Yeah.
And they are those kind of foreigners which are wingers, so instead of strikers. So on their day they will tear you apart.
That's right, it's true. Yeah. Okay, last question then. Injuries after Al Sealam, are we okay?
No, we just have Blendon off again. He's suspended again. It's his last game.
Right. Okay. Wish you all the best.
Thank you.
And thanks for joining us. Thanks, Shaun. So joined now by Andrea. Thanks for joining us for the game of the week. First question, you've got to be quite pleased with your recent upturn in form. You've been putting a good run together now. It must be a good feeling again to get back to after your slow start to the season.
Yes, I think round two was a pleasant one at the moment. Just had one loss against Nadur, which are a very good team, and last game we drew against Ansilem, which also are a very good team. Two important matches coming up, one against Oratory and the other one against Shaukia. I think for us they are both direct encounters, since there is a very tight
From the bottom.
tight table from the bottom. And I think if we continue to work hard, we can achieve what we were doing from the start of round two.
Is it do you notice the difference in training and around the boys when you go on a sort of run like this? The confidence levels come up a peg?
Yes, exactly. Like you said, when you're winning, winning matches, it gives us confidence and gives us a boost. Even during training, everyone is more happy, and even on the ball during the game, a little less pressure, always less pressure,
I've actually noticed that, especially in the start of your games, you seem these days to settle a little bit earlier, whereas before you were a little bit tense, didn't want to go behind early because the pressure.
Exactly. Like you said, currently we are a new team, a mixture of very young players with some experience, and in order to glue everything together, we needed some time.
Yeah.
We needed some time, and I think after we got to the system and everything, I think that we are having quite a run now.
Good stuff.
And looking forward for the coming games,
Right, so you got next Oratory, of course, on their day. I mean, believe it or not,
Yes.
they sit second from bottom, but this team can give you, they've got good wingers, foreigners, they can give you a game, this team.
On the day, I think it's a 50-50 match.
Yeah.
It can go either way, because like you said, we have one foreigner which is suspended as well.
Yep.
So it's considering there is only 4 foreigners, I think that they make a difference, the foreigners.
Of course.
Our central striker will be out, suspended.
Yeah.
And that will be quite a blow for us. But we have everyone is ready, all the players. The 18 that will be, even those who are on the bench, they can start with the first 11 easy.
Right.
Because everyone is on the same level.
Important to have a strong bench, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, we don't have a very long squad, but those who are on the bench can
step up.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's very good for us.
Last question then. Of course, Savina all of a sudden going on a little bit of a run like they normally do in the second half, and that's really changed it down the bottom at the moment. I mean, what are we? We're 3 points, I think, between 5 teams.
Yes.
It's got to go right to the wire, I think.
Yes. There's still a lot of games to play.
Yep.
A lot of direct encounters.
Yep.
There's still a whole round to play.
Yep.
So I think it's very early at the moment.
Yep.
To see if someone is going down or someone staying up.
No, too early.
It's too early.
Yeah.
We have to take it game by game. And like you said before, we are at the moment very confident.
Yep.
And those 5 points ahead of the others, they can give us a little boost as well.
Bit of breathing space.
Yes, exactly.
All right. Listen, thanks for joining us today. Let you get back to the boys.
Thanks.
Good luck at the weekend.
Thank you.
Thanks now.
Thank you.
Speak to you soon. Ciao. Good luck. Good evening and welcome to Game of the Week. This week's game is between Oratory and Victoria Hotspurs, and we are currently at the Oratory Stadium, and we'll soon have our first interview with Michael Vella, the head coach, on the upcoming clash this week. Stay with us. So, Michael, thanks for joining us for this week's Game of the Week, of course, against our preview against Hotspurs. Just before we go into the Game of the Week, just to quickly touch on your last game. Of course, you came up against an Adore team who are on fire at the moment. It's never an easy game.
No. But still, I'm satisfied with the performance. Result, I think we could have kept it a bit more respectable because we prepared it well. We played well, in my opinion. We tried to limit their play in between the lines. We made it, but they scored goals that they never scored before. They scored a header. I never saw them score a header. But that's not over. They are the best team. They have the best players. Still, I'm satisfied with my boys. We did a good job, in my opinion, and we don't have to look forward with positivity.
Absolutely. Okay, so you're up against a very informed Nador. You now go in with another team who are, Hotspurs moved into fourth now, currently on a very good run at the moment. So it's they seem to have hit the ground running after the start.
In fact, that's what I've told them now. Hotspurs, the last 3 games, they got good results. Obviously, we need points. For even they need the points to move clear of the relegation. We discussed this. We're studying their movements, and we will prepare. I'm confident we will be prepared well for the game.
Fantastic. Do you see as well, Michael, with Hotspurs, they just put a couple of wins together. There comes the confidence, doesn't it, into the team?
Yes.
There comes the belief, and then you can see even when they come out, there's a whole different movement. They're more confident. I think when you're struggling, I think you'll agree, Michael. Sometimes when your performance you're just not getting the results, you're not getting over the line. Nerves start to come in in the beginning of the game. Players are a little bit edgy, but once you've got those points in and you start to play, it comes to the players, doesn't it?
Yes, of course. It depends obviously on the level of the players, their experience. We are a very young team. Hotspurs have more experienced players. Obviously, they are the favourites, but for the match. But we will play our game. We'll give everything we have. We'll try to focus on their weak points, and hopefully it will go well. It will go well for us.
I think on your day, I think you can play that game. On your day, I mean, when you're on your game and the players are putting it in, I think you can get a result.
Yes, the thing is, most of the young guys, their performance varies a lot. A game could be very good, then the next you are not sure what to expect always from game to game. But in my opinion, we are improving. As individually, the players are improving individually, and that's enormous satisfaction for me. And we will improve as a team as well.
Absolutely.
We are. If you consider from where we started and where we are now, I think our opponents don't come anymore and think that the game is over.
Yeah.
So, but still, we have to move. We can't stop. We have to continue building and moving step by step.
Last question then, Coach, just now touching on obviously the bottom of the table. SK then turning a win and get those 3 points, which now puts them 3 points behind you, puts them only 4 points behind Shokir, who are also on a bad run. So that bottom
and six behind Sanat, and tomorrow,
exactly.
Who knows what happens?
Exactly.
It's a 50-50 match.
It's so tight at the bottom between the bottom and right, like you say, right up to Sanat, who are in 5th. So 3 points all of a sudden, everything starts to change. Shokir on a terrible run. I mean, okay, they've changed manager, but still, all of a sudden they've dropped down there. So it's still very tight down there.
Yes, of course. And if in my opinion, for us it's better. As I told you last time, for me it's better a race between 3-4 teams than between 2 teams. So yes. We'll see tomorrow's result between SK and Sanat, but for us it's not that important. We just have to think of ourselves. If we manage to get points, we will be clear. But at least we have 4 teams close to us.
Yes, that you
So-
can take points from.
So we have to keep focused, not get demoralized after any defeat, and always think positively. I think
Perfect.
that's the way forward.
Fantastic. Michael, thank you so much for joining us always. We love your interviews.
Thank you.
And we'll be at the game. Look forward to seeing you.
Thank you. Thank
Thanks
you very
for
much.
joining us,
Thank
Michael.
you.
Thank you. So now joined by the Oratory Vice Captain, Jürgen. Thanks for joining us. We just touched with the manager just a few seconds ago on just how different the bottom of the table looks at the moment, because sometimes we only see 1, 2 teams fighting up. All of a sudden, Shokira now back into the mix. You know, even if Sanat drop points tomorrow, SK picked some points up the other day. So it's all very tight down there at the moment.
Yes, it's very tight, and this brings me up to the point that the next 2 games are really, really important for us, because we play, you can call them direct clashes with both SK and as well Victoria Hotspurs. So if we try to get as much points as possible, because these are direct clashes and these are very, very important matches for us.
This is where you've got to get them, even if it's a point here, a point there, still it's keeping you.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. Do you think, as the captain, vice captain, do you think the boys have got what it takes this season just to keep you up there while you rebuild next season?
I think we showed that against Ansilem. I think we played a very, very good game.
Brilliant.
We were disciplined,
Yeah.
and we had a good game. And not only against Ansilem, we had another couple of decent performances against top clubs.
Yeah.
So I think, yes, we have what it takes to stay up for sure.
Fantastic. Last question then. So you've got Hotspurs this week. Again, I was just mentioning the coach, a team that's just gone on a little bit of a run recently. They picked up some momentum. We were talking about how sometimes when you get that in the team, it breeds confidence. You don't get as nervous when you come out because you got some points behind you. So they are just on a little bit of a run at the moment. So a good challenge for you.
Yes, they are in fact on a run. For us, it was unfortunate that after the game against Ansilem, we had to play against Nador. So for us,
Straight away.
it was a bit of a challenge, but
Yeah.
still, I think the morale it's high. We believe that we can do it. We showed that we can do it, and I think we will do it.
Absolutely fantastic. Good to hear it. Listen, we'll be there to watch you. Thanks for joining us, Jürgen, and good luck.
Thank you.